Hey there, all you friends, true believers, and newcomers alike. It's Superfly Comics Guy, today bringing you a review, a double review, of the Batman Animated Series Deluxe Editions, that is, Mad Love and Harley and Ivy. We'll be taking a look at the cover, the spines, the contents collected, the build quality, and a flip through of both, where I can share some of my thoughts, opinions, and recommendations with you guys. So if you like the video at any point, you know how to show it, and feel free to leave your own thoughts down below. But now it's time to revisit some of that sweet Saturday morning nostalgia and dive right into these books. Let's go. So we'll start off here with the Mad Love Deluxe Edition. Got a lovely cover here. Absolutely adore this Bruce Timm style artwork. So cool. There's the spine. Paul Dini and Bruce Timm. And then the back. Eisner Award winner for Best Single Story. So this deluxe edition collects the Mad Love one-shot as well as some extra material, and it has a cover price of $25 US, $30 Canadian. Now let me show you the other book, the Harley and Ivy Deluxe Edition. Got a lovely cover here once again. There's no variant covers for these books. These are the only ones you get. There is the spine. This one's a little bit bigger. And the back. Again, love that art style so much. The Harley and Ivy Deluxe Edition collects a little bit more. It collects Batman, Harley and Ivy 1 through 3, the Batman Adventures Annual number 1, the Batman Adventures Holiday Special number 1, Batman and Robin Adventures number 8, Batgirl Adventures number 1, Batman Gotham Knights number 14, and Batman Black and White number 3. And this also has a cover price of $25 US, $30 Canadian. So let's flip both of these over and have a look what's under the dust jacket here. There we are. You can see one of these things is very much not like the other. Unfortunately, the Mad Love Deluxe Edition comes with this sort of black, almost construction paper-like board here. Let me open it up just so you can get a better look. But there's not much. There's just a little bit of an embossed Harley face on the cover. I don't like this one because this material, it will leave stains on your hands as you're reading it. It's just doesn't feel very high quality. This, on the other hand, I very much like. Got a nice design here. Let's open this up. Yeah. Got a Harley's face there and then a film reel. Batman getting punched in the face by Poison Ivy. This is way more interesting to me because you got a nice design to look at. The material feels much better. It's not going to leave stains on your fingers. Yeah. I wish they would stop using this, but anyway, let's start taking a flip through. All right, so we'll bounce a little bit back and forth between these two books, but we'll start with Mad Love. Got nice, thick black end pages there. The Mad Love Deluxe Edition. There she is, Harley, looking awesome as ever. We got an intro here, a bit of a foreword by Paul Dini, who was the writer of a lot of the Batman Animated Series episodes. You know, he's going over the sort of concept of mad love, chasing somebody who just isn't good for you, going into the origin of Harley Quinn and, you know, how she came to be, because she made her very first appearance in an episode of the Batman Animated Series, and then eventually transitioned over to comics and kind of, you know, got a better foothold. God, I love the Batman Animated Series so much. Just, in my mind, the definitive version of Batman. By far. I mean, you could make a case as well, I think, for the Arkham games, but even those are like a spiritual successor in many ways to the Batman Animated Series. Just everything from the music to the character designs, the subplots with all the characters. Love it so much. But Mad Love here is a few things. It's a little bit of a Harley origin story, but also the focus is Harley wants to impress the Joker with a master plan to kill Batman. Joker's been having a little bit of a rough spree, and she just wants to impress him. But, you know, it also kind of it delves into a little bit of the abusive relationship between Joker and Harley, which is where that title of Mad Love comes from. And it fleshes that out a little bit more. But you get to learn a little bit more about Harley's backstory, and that's pretty cool to see, especially in the context of the animated series. And this story was eventually adapted into an episode of the animated series, which I watched before I read this. So man, going through this and reading it, it's such a surreal experience, dude. If you've watched the Batman animated series, because it's like you just start imagining and hearing the voices of all the characters in your head. And, you know, Kevin Conroy, rest in peace, the legendary voice of Batman. You know, you hear Mark Hamill's Joker. You hear Arlene Sorkin, again, rest in peace, her Harley Quinn. It's so good. The Harley and Ivy Deluxe Edition, on the other hand, is a little bit different. It collects a few stories, as you saw in those contents that I mentioned. So the good thing about this is that it comes with a table of contents that shows you, the locations of all those stories. It's got page numbers as well, so you're in good hands with this deluxe edition as well. And the idea here, Harley and Ivy, this sort of, twin femme fatales, they are trying to concoct this zombie root formula. You can guess whose idea that was, to let them mind control everyone in Gotham, basically. So this takes them on a whole series of adventures. They'll be on a heist together, breaking out of Arkham, going on adventures in the jungle, eventually crashing a movie set. And it's just such a good time, man. This story, these feel like episodes from the animated series. It fits the mood so well, and it's helped immensely by the art style as well. Like, you can blast through this material so quickly. Seriously, if you're a fan of the animated series, there's no reason why you shouldn't give this a try. I think you'll enjoy it. But yeah, they have some crossovers with Batman. Eventually Batgirl shows up for a little bit. I think Robin as well for a while. It's just such a good time, man. These books made me so happy. And now the Mad Love Deluxe Edition actually has a colossal amount of extras relative to its page length. So we start off here with an afterword by Bruce Timm, and he's talking also a little bit about the inspiration for Harley Quinn, how her relationship with the Joker was actually kind of based on a real relationship that he was observing at the time, one of his friends, and that sort of turned into that, this idea of, chasing somebody who isn't right for you. And he talks a little bit more about, what it was like drawing a comic, some of the edits he was making to some of the pages. And then we have a bunch of original layouts here for the entire story, basically, which is great. You get to see some of his notes in here. You're going to get cover art, some color guides, some notes he was leaving behind about how the coloring was going, some errors that he caught when he was editing, and just, I love the design so much. I just love the noir, Art Deco style of the animated series. It has such a specific vibe, this depiction of Gotham, the red sky. I could go on and on and on. The Harley and Ivy Deluxe Edition, unfortunately, doesn't really have any extra material. It's just some ads for other series that were going on around this time, so nothing much to say here. As for the build quality, we'll start with the Mad Love Deluxe Edition first. You can see, kinda has sewn binding there, but not really applicable here because it's so small, such a small book. 144 pages. I would say the pages are thinner than what you would expect in your typical DC omnibus. There were minor instances where I noticed some page bleed, So keep that in mind, but otherwise, I don't really have any complaints. And the same is true for the Harley and Ivy Deluxe Edition. This one has 171 pages. Similar sort of sewn binding situation. Never really noticed any gutter loss. You got that white space in the middle, so you're generally in good hands. But the page quality is about the same between these two books. But there we are, guys. That brings us till the end. So as I said, if you're a fan of Batman the Animated Series, there is absolutely no question that you would enjoy these books. I am so confident in that statement. This is the exact same show that you grew up with and loved, but just brought over to the page. And if you've bought the recently released Batman Adventures Omnibus, which I really, really want to get my hands on at some point, haven't done that yet. But if you have that, there is some overlap with the material in that book. But the Harley and Ivy Deluxe Edition actually has some material that's not collected in that omnibus. So that may be a good companion piece to that book. But I do believe Mad Love is contained within that omnibus. So you wouldn't have to get this. But that's been my review of the Batman Animated Series Deluxe Editions, Mad Love and Harley and Ivy. I really hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you thought about these books. Let me know what's your connection to the animated series. What do you love about it? Leave your thoughts down below. But thank you so much for joining me today. I hope to catch you in another video real soon. So, you have yourself a great day. I've been Superfly Comics Guy, and until next time, you keep reading. Bye-bye, guys.